Okay, so this is the 6th class of the Dawn series foreign exchange. My camera is not working, so I'm not able to show my image. Let's concentrate on the screen. Okay, so we have been doing a number of topics, and finally we are reaching a stage wherein international capital budgeting, okay, sums of international capital budgeting are left, and also certain sums of leading lagging exposure are left. So in this class I would focus on the sums on leading lagging exposure management. The sums are very, very important. Please pay attention. So I will first of all move to this sum, which is question number 11, foreign exchange exposure and risk. Foreign exchange exposure and risk. This sum recently came in the examination. The first part is very simple. The second part had some new thing. H Limited is an Indian firm exporting handicrafts to North America. So we are exporting to America, there must be dollar receivable. All the exports are invoiced in dollar. The firm is considering the use of money market or forward market to cover the receivables of $50,000 expected to be realized in 3 months' time. So it's forward cover or money market cover. You know, under forward cover we will sell $50,000 forward. Under money market cover we will do borrow, sell, invest. That is, borrow the present value of 50,000, sell it spot and invest the rupee. So the spot rate and the forward rate is given. So forward cover, the answer is over 50,000 into 72.95. Under forward cover the answer is over. I think that's what they've asked. Which option is better? Just 1 second. I don't know what has happened to the screen. Just 1 second. Let me see. Yeah, now it is fine, I think. Perfect. So, if we go for the first question, which is $50,000 receivable. Forward cover, money market cover. So under forward cover, 50,000 is sold 3 month forward at 72.95. So we are getting 50,000 into 72.95, that is 3647,500. Okay, 3647,500. That is the rupee inflow. 3647,500. If we go for money market cover, you do remember we had borrow, sell, invest. So we have to borrow the present value of $50,000. What is the borrowing rate given? You can see the borrowing rate in US dollar 6%. So divide by 1 plus 0.06 by 4 because it's 3 months. You borrow the present value of $50,000, sell it spot. So what's the spot rate? 72.65 into 72.65, and we invest the rupee. So the rupee investment rate, the deposit rate in India is 9%. 9%. So into 1 plus 0.09 by 4. Okay, borrow, sell, invest. So what is it that we are getting? Okay, borrow the present value, sell it spot, and then invest. So we are getting a figure equal to 3659,341 approx. Okay, 3659,341 approx, and over here 3647. So by that logic, money market coverage recommended. Let's check the answer. The answer will not exactly match because I have done the solution through. If we do it in stepwise, first of all, borrow the present value. There will be a rounding off. With that figure, you will multiply 72.65, sell, another rounding off, and then you will invest. Okay, so this figure would have been different had I been doing in the exam. Let's see the solution of the first part. So if we check the solution of the first part, Forward cover, the answer is obviously 36.47,500. Money market cover, the answer is 36.59. Okay, sorry. So I think 36.59,341. Yeah, 36.59, correct? So money market coverage recommended. Money market coverage recommended. Obviously, we did not do the sum for this portion. Let's see the second part. Assume that H Limited anticipates the spot exchange rate in 3 months' time to be equal to the current 3-month forward rate. Okay, so the expected spot rate after 3 months is equal to the current forward rate. You know what theory it is called? It's called pure expectation theory, where forward rate is expected spot rate. So right now the spot rate is 72.65, you can see on the board. But we are expecting that the expected spot rate will be 72.95. So the change from 72.65 to 72.95 is anticipated. 0.3 is anticipated. However, after 3 months, the spot exchange rate turned out to be 73/73.42. So if you focus on 73, it's 0.05 higher as compared to the expected rate of 72.95. What is the foreign exchange exposure and risk of H Limited? Now, although the answer which is given, I don't agree with it, but there is no sense in trying to divert you towards what I think and what knowledge I have. So they have simply done that 0.05, 72.95 to 73. 0.05 is the unanticipated change in exchange rate. That 0.05 multiplied by 50,000 is 2,500. So 2,500 rupees, the foreign exchange exposure and risk. Okay. The part due to the unanticipated change in exchange rate. So 73 minus 72.95, the whole into 50,000, 2,500. Okay, that is the foreign exchange exposure and risk. Okay, I don't agree with the solution. I have a different concept for it altogether, but there's no sense in my translating my concept to you. Okay, so this was one question. So let's come to the second question now. The second question that we are having is invoicing. Question number 17. Question number 17 on invoicing. XP Pharma Limited has acquired an export order for rupees 10 million for formulations to European company exports. Company has also planned to import bulk drugs worth rupees 5 million from UK. So exports at 10 million, import 5 million. Proceeds of exports will be realized in 3 months from now. Payment for import 6 months from now. Okay, so 10 million 3 months from now and 5 million 6 months from now payable. Invoicing of the exports and imports can be done in any currency, dollar or euro or pound, at the company's choice. The following market quotes are available. The spot rate is given, annualized premium is given. Rupee per dollar, rupee per euro, rupee per pound. Advise XP Pharma about the invoicing in which currency. Calculation should be up to 3 decimal places. So, it's very easy. So, export invoicing. Okay, export. So, if we invoice in dollar, the invoice amount will be 10 divided by 67.1. Because dollar will be sold today at 67.1 to get the invoice amount, to get the rupee amount. So 10 million is the rupee amount. So dollar equivalent is 10 by 67.1. Now this will be sold forward. So we need the forward rate, which is at a 7% premium. So if we sell this forward, it comes to 67.1 bracket 1 plus 0.07 by 4. It was 3 months, yeah. Perfect. So you can see I divided 10 by 67.1 to get the invoice amount. You can show it as step 1. And then that is sold forward. So I needed the forward rate. The forward rate is the spot rate escalated by the 7% premium. Correct. Now if we actually do the maths, we will find that 67.1 cancels off. And therefore the answer is 10 into 1 plus 0.07 by 4. What is it coming to? In 3 decimal places. Rupees 10.175 million. 10.175 million. This is the answer. So you can see that ultimately, if we apply common sense, the exchange rate is coming to no use. We just have to choose the currency with the highest premium, which is 7%. But still, it's a written exam, so we should show all the parts. Otherwise, I know the answer. For invoicing of exports, we should choose dollar, which has the highest premium. Let me do the other ones. Euro invoicing. So if I do the euro invoicing, 10 million divided by 63.15, that's the spot rate, into 63.15 bracket 1 plus 0.06 by 4. So basically the spot rate cancels. I'm just cross checking. 63.15, yes, 6%. So 10 million into 1 plus 0.06 by 4 is 10.15 million. Rupees 10.15 million, obviously lower. Here we had 10.175. And the last one is pound invoicing. The spot rate is 88.65 and the premium is 5%. That's the worst one. So pound invoicing, we have 10 million divided by 88.65. That's the invoice amount sold forward. So into 88.65, 1 plus 0.05 by 4. So once again the spot rate cancels and we get 10 multiplied by 1 plus 0.05 by 4. This is coming to 10.125 million. So that's the worst one. So we should choose dollar invoicing for exports. Dollar invoicing should be chosen for exports. Now obviously for imports, the answer would come to pound because pound has the lowest premium we are paying, so we want the lowest premium. But to show the steps, you have to use the ask rates. Like for dollar, 5 million divided by 67.2, the whole into 67.2 into 1 plus 0.07 by 2. For euro, 5 million divided by 63.2, the whole into 63.2 into 1 plus 0.06 by 2. I'm saying by 2 because 6 months. And for pound, it's 5 million by 88.75, the whole into 88.75 into 1 plus 0.05 by 2, whichever is the lowest. Last one shall be the lowest. Let's check the answer. The way the institute has done, I haven't seen the answer. Yeah, that's what they have done. First of all, they have found out the invoice amount and then they have cross multiplied it. So the fact that the spot rate is cancelling out, it is not being felt, but otherwise is the same thing. Okay. So you can see that in the case of invoicing, dollar gave the highest amount in the last column, 101,74367. 101,74367. Okay, I said 10.175 million. Okay, that way. This is for this thing. So it's written since cash flow is highest in case of dollar, hence invoicing for export should be in dollar. However, cash flow is least in case of pound, so invoicing should be in pound. Now you should try to show the same presentation. So you can see in the second column invoice, they are finding out the invoice amount, which is the 10 million divided by spot rate. In the next column, they are multiplying that, okay, with the forward rate. So they found out the forward rate. In the last column, they are multiplying the first column and the last column. Okay, so you should show it in this manner only. It is better, safer. Okay. Let's come to the next question. So if we come to the next question, it is question number 22. Leading and lagging. Question number 22, leading and lagging. It's a very good question. Let's see. XYZ has imported goods to the extent of $8 million, okay, 80 lakhs dollars payable. Payment terms are as under. 1% discount if full payment is made today. So we have to pay 80 lakhs into 99%. Option B, 60 days interest-free credit. So we can pay after 60 days, we have to pay 80 lakhs. However, in case of further delay, up to 30 days, further delay, that means after 60 days, the delay, interest at the rate of 8% per annum will be charged for additional days after 60 days. Messrs XYZ has 25 lakhs available. Rupees 25 lakhs we have. It has an opportunity cost. And for the remaining, it has an offer from bank for a loan up to 90 days at the rate of 9% per annum. Okay. So apart from our own funds, If we need funds, we can borrow at 9% per annum. I would also like to see what is the opportunity cost of using our own funds. That's given right over here. Further, presume that the cash available with XYZ will fetch a return of 4% per annum in India until it is utilized. So 4% is like the cost of the 25 lakh, and the borrowed funds, the cost is 9%. The quotes for foreign exchange as follows. The spot rate is given, the buying rate, 60-day forward rate is given, and this 90-day should have come over here. 90-day forward rate is 68.03. So two forward rates are given. 60-day 67.16, 90-day 68.03. Advise which of the following options is better. Number 1, pay immediately after utilizing cash available, and for the balance amount take a 90-day loan. Perfect. Pay the supplier on 60th day and avail bank's loan for 30 days. Correct. Avail supplier offer of 90 days credit and utilize the cash available. So we should pay today or after 60 days or after 90 days. We should find out the rupee outflow after 90 days. Further, presume that the cash that we have could have fetched a return of 4%, 360 days, no taxation. So if no taxation was not written, then in that case, the interest rates which are there, 9%, 4%, everywhere we have to do it post-tax, okay? In case tax rate is there, which will not be there, don't worry. But some people would like to ask, what if taxation was there? So let's start the solution. Okay, we have a payable of 80 lakhs. Correct, and we are paying today, so we have to pay 1% less, and 66.98 is the spot rate. Okay, so I'm not trying to manage presentations, please. So 80 lakhs minus 1% we have to pay today. This we have to buy what? Spot at the rate of 66.98. At the rate of 66.98. Okay, what is this amount coming? 80 lakhs minus 1%, the whole into 66.98. This amount is coming to 53,04,81,600. 53,04,81,600. Now this amount we have to pay, but we already have 25 lakhs less funds available. Sir, can we write FA in the exam? No, you can't write FA in the exam. So less 25 lakhs. So what is the net amount required today to be borrowed? 52,79,816,00. This is the amount we have to borrow. This is borrowed at 9% per annum for 3 months. So therefore, rupee outflow after 3 months will be 52,79,816,00 bracket 1 plus 0.09 by 4. Okay, 52,79,816,00 we borrowed today at 9%. So we have to repay 53,98,611,86. This is the rupee outflow. 53,98,611,86. Rupee outflow after 90 days under alternative 1. Let's check the answer. 53,98,62, 53.9862, and what have I calculated? 53.9861,186. That's perfect. Okay, so that is the first answer. Alternative 2 is pay after 60 days. So if we pay after 60 days, there's no 1% discount. We have to pay 80 lakhs, which we have to purchase forward at 67.16. You can see the forward rate. However, the amount of 25 lakhs that we had today, we can invest that at 4% for 60 days. So that will be deducted, and the net amount shall be borrowed after 60 days for 30 days at 90 days. So I'm doing the calculation. Okay, so just once again. 80 lakhs has to be purchased at 67.16 at the 60-day forward rate. 67.16, yeah, what is it? It's 5372 80,000. 5372 80,000. Okay, now from this amount we will deduct the amount that we already have, 25 lakhs, which is invested at 4% for 60 days. Okay, so it's 0.04 into 60 by 360 plus 1, whatever we get, into 25 lakhs. Yes, please. What is it? 25, 16, 667. 25, 16, 667. That's our own funds. So 53, 72, 80,000 minus 25, 16, 667. This is 53, 47, 63, 333. Perfect. Okay, 53, 47, 63, 333. This is the amount required after 60 days. This is borrowed at 9% per annum for 1 month. So rupee outflow will be 53, 47, 63, 333, bracket 1 plus 0.09 by 12. So this is coming to 53, 87, 74, 058. Once again, 53, 87, 74, 058. This is the answer for alternative 2. So nobody should talk senselessly. That's why in option 1 you did not consider that we could not invest at 4%. The fact that we took the cost in option 2, we invested 4%, not 25 lakh. So the fact that we invested in option 2, we did not invest in option 1 captures the fact that in option 1 there is a pain we are not able to earn. Please understand. The most important doubt is, sir, in alternative 1 you could not invest at 4%. Where is that opportunity cost? That's captured in alternative 2, because in alternative 2 I have invested 25 lakh. In alternative 1 I have not invested. So alternative 2 is better than alternative 1 to that extent of 4%. It's captured. Let's come to alternative 3. In alternative 3 we are going to pay after 90 days. So it was given in the second line that the supplier will charge 8% interest. So first of all, let me find out what amount we have to pay to the supplier. So we have to pay to him 80 lakhs, bracket 1 plus 0.08 by 12. This is what we have to pay to him. And this will be purchased forward at 68.03 into 68.03. Yeah, what is it coming to? This is coming to 54, 78, 68, 267. This is the amount we require after 90 days. But then the own funds, 25 lakh we had today, we invested for 3 months. So less. Our own fund is 25 lakhs into 1 plus 0.04 by 4, because 3 months. So this is coming to what? Please look that I have calculated the interest only for 1 month, even though we are making a payment after 3 months. This is also a doubt, because 60 days is interest free credit. He is applying interest only for 1 month. And this 25 lakh today we invest for 3 months. So this becomes 25,000. Perfect. I am deducting it. So 54, 78, 68, 267 minus 25,000 comes to 54, 53, 54, 53, 43, 267. That's very costly. I think the worst option. 54, 53. This is the worst option. What was the previous answer? It was 53.87. What was the previous answer? 53.98. So second option is the best. 53.87. Let's check their figures. 53.87, yes, and 54.53, yeah. So cash outflow in option 2 is the best. Okay, we should pay after 60 days. We should pay after 60 days. Perfect. Okay. Now, if we come back to our question set, this we have done leading and lagging. There's one more sum on swap points. There's some misprinting in this question also. It was done in class, similar sum, but still people get confused. So I'm happy that I'm picking up the sum again. There are a number of, I think around 40 times people have asked this doubt on Q forum about this sum. Okay, let's have a look. An importer customer of your bank Question number 26, swap points. An importer customer of your bank wishes to book a forward contract with your bank on 3rd September. It's an importer, okay, for sale to him, that is purchased by him, of SGD 5 lakh to be delivered on 30th October. So 3rd September we are standing, we want to purchase SGD 5 lakh for end October, okay, forward. So you need the rupee per SGD rate. The spot rate on 3rd September are USD this much and USD SGD this much. Now, if you look at the columns, the swap points, it's given USD rupee and USD SGD. That means the first rate which was given over there, 49.37, 49.38, that was USD oblique rupee. That means that's googly, because that's the rate of USD, na? So the second rate is also SGD per USD. So what you should be doing is that you should consider the first rate to be rupee per USD and the second rate to be SGD per USD. Are you getting my point? First thing is that there's googly in the sum. We have rupee per USD. I'm writing it this way. And we have SGD per USD. We want to get rupee per SGD ask rate. So rupee per USD ask divide by SGD per USD bid. This is what we have to do. Correct? There's googly in the sum. We are dividing to get the cross rate. We need the rate for October. Remember October. So we look at the rates. The rates are given. So we find spot over September if you wanted to reach from 3rd September to end September. Then spot over October if you wanted to reach from 3rd September to end October. So that's relevant. Okay, so 1300 swap points is what I'm seeing. So the feeling that I'm getting is 49.38 plus 0.1300. But wait for it. On the right hand side, we'll take the second month forward rate, which is the bid rate 96, 1.7058 minus plus 0.0096. Okay, the ask and the bid. Calculate the rate to be quoted to the importer by assuming an exchange margin of 5 paise. It's a misprinting, there'll be 5 paise over there. And since the margin is in paise, it will be adjusted with the rupee per USD rate. Since it is in paise, it will be adjusted to the rupee per USD rate. So basically, 49.3700 plus 49.3800, the ask rate. 49.3800 plus 0.13. So this rate will be 49.3800 plus 0.1300, whatever we get. And because there's a margin of 5 paise plus 0.0500. Okay, that's the ask rate I will take. Okay, that's the ask rate, rupee per dollar ask rate. I took the spot rate ask rate, I added the 0.1300, then I added the 5 paise margin. Nobody should give a doubt, why did you add towards the end? It's given 5 paise, so it has to be adjusted to the rupee per USD. And this bid rate, which I want, SGD per USD, so I think I see the bid rate is 1.7058 and the 2 month forward is 96. So 1.7058 plus 0.0096. 1.7058 plus 0.0096. Okay, what's the numerator? The numerator, which is 49.3800 plus 0.1300 plus 0.05, that is coming to 49 what? 5600. And the denominator is coming to 1.7154. So we divide that. And what do we get? We get 28.8912. So this rate should be quoted to the importer. He wants to buy SGD forward, he has to buy at this rate. This is rupee per SGD, the rate that should be quoted to the importer. Okay, let's check their answer. 28.8912. Perfect. Okay. Coming back to this thing, I'm just checking whether I have missed any sums other than international project. Just let me check. Exposure management, question number 34. Okay, this sum is left. Exposure management, question number 34. It's a theoretical question, but very, very important because it is given in the study mat. Okay, let's have a look. Before I discuss the sum, let me explain to you what is happening over here. When a company is facing currency risk, the company can either neglect. If the company neglects the exchange rate risk, then this is a high risk, low reward. That's the worst way of foreign exchange. High risk, low reward. If you neglect, you don't have time, you are neglecting. If you fully hedge it like a fattu, if you fully hedge it, then it's obviously low risk, low reward. You can't gain, you can't lose. If you opportunistically hedge it, apply your brain and opportunistically hedge it. When it's sensible, then you hedge. When it's not sensible, then you don't hedge. Okay, if you opportunistically hedge it, in that case, it is low risk, high reward. Low risk, high reward. If you do speculation and start treating your department as a treasury department, speculation, then you do high risk, high reward. High risk, high reward. What is the difference between the third and fourth? Please see the tone. In the third one, they will say that you are applying your brains. When you think that exchange rate will move in your favor, you are not hedging. When you think it will move against you, you are hedging. Okay, you can call it a speculation also, but then they are saying that's the best strategy, low risk, high reward, as if forecasting of exchange rate is so easy. So I am teaching as per CA Institute. I am not teaching as per my knowledge in Forex. So nobody should judge me that way. But in the last one, you are treating your department as a treasury department and you are doing speculation. That is high risk, high reward. In fact, if I leave the discussion over here, it is sufficient, but I am just reading it out. Place the following strategy by different persons in the exposure management strategy matrix. The exposure management strategy matrix is a matrix of this type. High risk, low risk, low reward, high reward. Okay, and then you plot in these 4 boxes. Where does it fall? For example, this one is on the left, so low reward, but this is at the top, so high risk. Understood that way? Kuljit, a wholesaler of imported items of imported toys from China, to sell them in the domestic market to retailers. Being a sole trader, he is always so much involved in the promotion of the trade in the domestic market and negotiation with foreign supplier that he never pays attention to hedges payable in the foreign currency. So he doesn't have time, he neglects it and leaves the exposure unhedged. This is high risk, low reward. High risk, low reward. It is obvious. Strategy 2. Moni is in the business of exporting and importing brassware to US and Europe. In order to capture the market, he invoices the customer in their home currency. Moni enters into forward contract to sell the foreign exchange only if he expects some profit out of it. Otherwise, he leaves his position unhedged. So, opportunistic. That's the brainiest, the best one. So, it will be high reward, low risk. Okay, high reward, low risk. Third one. TSC Limited is in the business of software development. Company has both receivables and payables in foreign currency. Treasury manager of TSC not only enters into forward contract to hedge the exposure, but carries out cancellation extension of forward contract on regular basis to earn profit out of the same. As a result, management has started looking treasury department as a profit center. This is speculation. You're not wanting to prevent a loss, you're wanting to make a gain. So that is speculation. This is high risk, high reward. And strategy 4, DNB publishers, in addition to publishing books, are also in the business of importing and exporting of books. As a matter of policy, the movement company invoices the customer or receives invoice from the supplier immediately, covers its position in the forward of futures market, and hence never leaves the exposure open even for a single day. Full hedging. So low risk, low reward. Okay, so that is what I explained. I think this write-up which I had written over here was the best. If you neglect, there is high risk, low reward. Worst. If you fully hedge, there's low risk, low reward. If you opportunistically hedge, that means sensibly hedge, then low risk, high reward. And if you treat it as a profit center, treasury center, high risk, high reward. Perfect. Okay, so these were the questions of Forex without doing the international project portion. Okay, now the only portion that is left is the international project portion, okay, which we will do in the next class. Okay, so I'm ending the class over here. It just took 35 minutes to do the class. If you are watching properly, I think you can complete it in 25 minutes. Okay, so it would be very easy for you to revise. It would not be a burden for you. Of course, after listening, you should try the sums yourself, because when you're listening, my brains are running. Your brains have to run. You have to drive the car. Okay, so that's the way it goes. Thank you.